So you want to reset your Escam Brick QD300 but you lost your password? Then this is the video for you. We're going to hack into the camera using nothing but Google Chrome and we'll change the password so that we can access it once again. First of all, ensure that you have installed Google Chrome and that you know your camera's IP address. After that, just open Google Chrome and access the camera portal through its IP address. So it's loading, and as you can see, this is the default Escam Brick QD300 login screen. Let's try the default login details. As you can see, it reports a password or user error. Well, what we're going to do now, we're going to exploit a major security flaw in this camera. What is that security flaw? Well, to be precise, this camera's portal interface, basically the login details are being checked by using a CGI script. So what we're going to do, we're going to make sure that the details aren't processed. So as you can see, there are multiple elements that are being loaded, and one of the things that is a pretty big security flaw is that many of the elements that you need to use to control the camera are already loaded, even though you haven't yet logged on. So we're going to manipulate this security flaw by going to sources and hack into the JavaScript, as you can see here. So we need the index JavaScript. So the major security flaw is that this camera basically checks the login details using JavaScript, and the JavaScript checks if the CGI script, which actually has access to the database, says if the details are correct or not. So if we scroll a bit further, here you can see the function that does the logout when you're logged on into the camera portal interface, and a bit further is the actual login screen. Here it is, login.click function. So when you click the login button, it does this. So here's the dangerous part. This checkuser.cgi. It's basically a CGI file, and the details are being posted using plain HTTP requests. So it requests the .cgi to check the given details at the given time, and then if it returns true, or if it returns a 1 instead of a 0, then it deletes some cookies and it logs on. So what we're going to do now, we're going to change the JavaScript. Well, you might think, how do you change a JavaScript because it's already loaded in the browser? Well, that is actually pretty simple, because JavaScript is processed by the browser client-side, so it can also be manipulated client-side. What we're going to do is manipulate the JavaScript in, even though the details are wrong, allowing us to get in. You can use Firebug for Firefox to achieve the same results. So we're going to put a breakpoint here. A breakpoint basically says break up and don't go further with loading until I say you may. So we've placed our breakpoint, and now we're going to reload this page. Ensure that your breakpoint is at line 618, so exactly when the page wants to ask or request that function. So now it has stopped right there. What we're going to do now is everything that comes after this function, or everything after the breakpoint, is editable at the moment. So what we want is, even though the details are false, allow entry. So basically, if the check says it's 0, then log us on, and if the check says it's all good, then don't log us on. So that, and then there's another security feature of this camera. Yes, it does have a couple of security features. That is the authentication level. So we need to scroll down a bit, and there you can see at the authentication level. So it gets a cookie with the authentication level, and it returns false if it doesn't match. Well, of course, we didn't log on the usual method, so by default it returns false. We want it to return true anyways. So now, the most important part, don't forget to save these changes. Press Ctrl S. As you can see, it turns red a bit, and it is saved. Now resume the script execution and it will continue where you put the breakpoint. And now it has been loaded. So what we're going to do now is try to log on with some random details. You need to fill in the password as well. Press log on and you're successfully logged on. Now prevent from extra dialogues, no, close. We can close the screen. Now we're going to reset the user details. Simply go to System, edit your user, fill in a password you can remember, apply, and it's all done. Now you can log out and try to log in as administrator with your new password. And it works. Alright, that's all there is to it. Just simple change of JavaScript. Well, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've learned something from this little tutorial. And good luck with resetting your Escam Brick QD300.